to Tuesday's maths lesson. So, as we can see, we are on the last day of June, so it's the 30th of the 6th, 2020, and we are going to continue with measuring and maths part 2. Okay, so yesterday you joined me in my kitchen while we were baking and we had to measure things using the kitchen scale. Now today we are going shopping. And so we are going to shop for some fruits and vegetables, and remember they need to be weighed either in grams or kilograms. So remember, grams is for small objects or lighter objects, and kilograms is used for big objects or heavier objects. So let's see what appears in my trolley that we can measure. Oh, there we go. We've got some strawberries. And what do you think we're going to measure strawberries in? Yes, strawberries will be measured in grams. So let's watch a video on how we are going to learn to measure in grams. So let's sit back, listen up nicely, and let's hear what they have to say.
Okay, class, who would like to do problem 3 on the board? Please don't be me, please.
Let's measure mass in grams. Let's measure the mass of the toy boat. The needle is pointing at 750 grams. The mass of the toy boat is 750 grams. Let's measure the mass of the toy duck. Every 5 lines on the scale is equal to 50 grams. 50, 100, 150, 200. The needle is pointing at 200 grams. The mass of the toy duck is 200 grams. Let's measure the mass of the teddy. 250, 300, 350. The needle is pointing at 350 grams. The mass of the teddy is 350 grams.
Right, okay, boys and girls. Excellent. So that showed you how to look at the scale with grams. And if you notice the scale, when we were looking at grams, they had big numbers in the hundreds. So let's see what else arrives. A watermelon. And a watermelon is big, a lot bigger than strawberries. So we are going to measure a watermelon in kilograms. So let's have a look at what kilograms is going to look like. So let's listen to the video, pay attention nicely, and let's see if it looks different to grams.
We operate out of the biggest trading floor on the continent, and we want to find out where you could fit in.
Let's measure mass in kilograms. Let's measure the mass of the flour. The needle is pointing at 1 kilogram. The mass of the flour is 1 kilogram. Let's measure the mass of the sugar. The needle is pointing at 2 kilograms. The mass of the sugar is 2 kilograms. Let's measure the mass of the pumpkin. The needle is pointing at 4 kilograms. The mass of the pumpkin is 4 kilograms. Let's measure the mass of the potatoes. The needle is pointing at 9 kilograms. The mass of the potatoes is 9 kilograms.
Right. So, did you notice that the scales of the two looked different? Okay, so they're still both measuring mass, but the numbers tell us that one is big and one is small. But we'll go into more detail on that later. Right, so what do you need for today? You're going to need a whiteboard and a marker, your blue maths books, and a sharp pencil to measure mass. So let's go, get those things. Right, your challenge for today, grade 2s, is to please write your 2 times table on your whiteboard. Start at 0 times 2 and go down to 12 times 2. And then send your teacher a picture of that you have completed today's challenge. Okay, let's recap. What is mass? Mass is telling how heavy or light something is, how much an object weighs. The unit that we measure in is grams or kilograms. So grams for small objects and kilograms for bigger objects. The tool that we use to measure is a scale. And remember from yesterday, scales look different. So we have a balancing scale when the heavier object pushes down and the lighter object goes up, just like a seesaw. We have a kitchen scale where we can measure grams or kilograms, and a bathroom scale that measures kilograms. Okay. So let's do this worksheet together. So I've got some pictures on the side and we are going to see how much they weigh. And because the picture has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it means it is kilograms. Okay, so this is a scale in kilograms. So let's look at the can. The can is 1 kilogram. Can you see, boys and girls, the arm or the arrow is pointing at the 1. So we write 1 and we have to write kilograms. You always have to write your unit, or else it could be anything. Does the scale weigh 1 cat? Does the can weigh 1 dog? You need to put what your unit is, okay? And our unit for this worksheet is kilograms. Right, let's have a look at the teapot. The teapot is 5 kilograms. Let's look at this bottle, and this bottle's filled with some liquid, and the bottle is 2 kilograms. Now we move over to our apples, and our apples weigh 3 kilograms. All right, so now you are going to answer true or false to the questions on your whiteboard, okay? So, number 1, the teapot is the heaviest. Is it true or is it false? Write the answer on your board. Yes, the teapot is the heaviest. It is true. The next question, the bottle is the lightest. Is it true or is it false? It is false. The bottle is not the lightest. Have a look at your numbers. The can is lighter than the bottle. Is the can lighter than the bottle? True, it is lighter. The teapot is lighter than the bottle. Is the teapot lighter than the bottle? True or false? That's right, it's false. Because remember, we said the teapot was the heaviest. The can is the lightest. Is the can the lightest out of all the objects? True or false? Yes, it is true. The bottle is heavier than the apples. Is the bottle heavier than the apples? True or false? False. The bottle is only 2 kilograms and the apples are 3. So that is false. Next one. The can is lighter than the teapot. True or false? That is true. Very good. Last one. The apples are as heavy as the teapot. So they want to know, is the apples and the teapot the same? Are they as heavy as each other? And that is false. All right, I'm sure you got them all right, boys and girls. Thank you for doing that worksheet with me. So let's move on to what your work is for today. There is a picture of what you're going to do. You're going to complete page 36 in your blue maths book. You're going to write the date at the top, which is 30-6-2020. And you're going to read the scales and write your own mass on your objects. So it tells you here if it's a kilogram or a gram scale. And look at the numbers close by and write what it is. Okay, you're going to fill in those for me, those 9 answers. Make sure you've got your date, color it in beautifully, and then send us a picture of your work. And have a super day, and I'll see you tomorrow for another math lesson. Bye.